Okay, so your midterm, which will be Wednesday, it will be available from Wednesday morning until Sunday night. We'll close at midnight. Um, so it will not be synchronous. You won't be logging in, and I will not be watching you take it. Um, take it when you have time. You will have more than enough time to take it. Like I'll probably make it like a 2.5 hour time limit, and you will be welcome to use all that time if you need it or if you would like to, but it will not take that long for most people. But you have the time. Um, it will be open note. It will be open book. Notes consist of any notes that you have taken while doing your readings or watching the video lectures, any of the notes in the Files tab, pretty much anything available for you in the modules, right? Access all that. Um, you know, there's no point in really Googling answers. I don't, I think exams, especially for a literature class, are not the best scale or judgment of um, your understanding of new pieces of literature as students. I think that the reading responses do a better job of that, which is why they weigh more into your final grade. But I have to give you a midterm and a final, so this is how we do it. Open note, open book. They will consist of questions, will be multiple choice, true, false, fill in the blank, and short answer. Um, Short answer in the sense of one or two sentences. Now, this is obviously not your midterm. This is from a world literature class, but just as an example of the types of questions that you'll want to look for. It will be a combination of literature questions and also some cultural historical questions, though literature will be the focus. So historical questions, maybe 20% of the exam. Um, in terms of that, information would mostly come from the kind of historical cultural PowerPoints. So you have videos for those, notes for those. You can access those slides, so like um, 13th, 14th, 15th, 19th Amendment will be on there. Not really questions about World War I or World War II, since we don't really go into detail about them, but more so, they coincide with two very specific literary movements that we've discussed. So questions like that, historically, um, but in no way the focus of the exam. For the stories we've looked at, so To Build a Fire, The Story of an Hour, Eatonville Anthology, and Hands. Um, Symbolism, major metaphors, not particularly like for the Eatonville Anthology, right? Like what food is, the woman in the first story trying to scrap together, right? That's not important. Um, I'll never give you a question like that, and I think those are stupid questions. When I was in AP English in high school, my English teacher asked us how many glasses of whiskey did Jack Burton drink in his hotel room in California in All the King's Men, which has nothing to do with anything in the story at all other than he gets drunk, and the right answer wasn't even on the exam. So I'll never ask you a pointlessly specific question like that. That doesn't really prove that you get anything. Um, but questions like that, um, you know, like this, right? If it's a larger question, it will be worth more than 2.5 points. So, like the importance of the non-religious Trinity in When Lilacs Last in the Dooryard Bloomed, that will be a 10-point question most likely. If I ask you a question about a literary device, it will be more so like this. I won't be asking you to define a conceit or anaphora, right? Um, if I want to see if you know what anaphora is, it will be like this, right? Obviously not this passage because this is not from something we read in this class, but you would have a highlighted portion and I would ask you what poetic device that is. So obviously this repetition of he at the beginning of a line is going to be anaphora, right? So, more so that you understand how to identify the literary device and what it does as opposed to just defining it, right? Because that's not particularly helpful in applying any of the things that you learn in this class. Um, but yeah, nothing to be worried about. Again, like I said, I don't think that testing is the greatest way to really, show me if you as a student are understanding the information. That's what the reading responses are for, but I have to give you a midterm and final. So this is how we will do them. But yes, so just email me, message me on Canvas if you have any questions about anything. It will be up Wednesday morning and we'll close Sunday night.